Good morning, everyone. Just going to give it a second for the go live. It shows me when it's connecting across all the browsers, so I always like to give it a second to get started. But it looks like we are good to go. So good morning, everyone. It is July 1st, if you can believe it, halfway through this phenomenally bizarre year that is 2020. And my name is Chris Paul from the Intuitive Wellness Spa in Gambrills, Maryland. And this is Wellness Wednesday. Today is the final installment for our Healthy Living series. This is part 5. So today we're going to talk about increasing activity and go over again the sort of do's and don'ts of what you should be eating and not eating. Now, I'm going to kick off a 30 Days to Healthy Living on Monday, July 6th. Monday, July 6th also happens to be when we are open for business again. So if you are looking to book a massage, I can tell you the week of July 6th is, I believe, completely booked. But if you want to be on our wait list, you can certainly message me and let me know. You can also text me at 443-734-7837. But we do have openings each successive week thereafter. The openings become a little bit more. Right now, we are booking through July and August. You will notice if you do our online booking that September, there's a cutoff there. We just really want to give everyone time. Our therapists, some have school-age children. We need to see what's going to happen with that. But we also just really want to see sort of how the whole opening goes. So we're just taking it for the first 2 months. At any rate, as I was saying, starting a 30 Days to Healthy Living program on Monday. If you would like to be a part of that, we can make this sort of your support group. So we will do online posts to support you. We can do weekly check-in calls, and I can go over with you if you'd like the support of Arbonne supplements to help you get through. So we talked about that last week. Those are like your protein powders, some of your the supplement for helping to reduce cravings, those kinds of things. I can certainly get you hooked up with those. But regardless, kicking it off on Monday. So again, if you want to be involved in 30 Days to Healthy Living, just message me and let me know. So what are we doing about exercise? Basically, at the end of the day, if you starved yourself but didn't increase your exercise, you would lose weight, but you would certainly not be healthy. And no part of healthy living involves starving yourself anyway. We do want to make healthier food choices, but more often than not, people do have concerns about wanting to lose weight. People have concerns about wanting, what is my healthy body weight? And people just genuinely have concerns about, okay, yeah, so I'm going to eat all of these great things, but am I actually still healthy? And in a lot of ways, if all you do is change your diet, while that is healthier, it is not what one would consider to be healthy. There does need to be physical activity to be healthy. And what should you do? If you are not an exerciser, if you're not someone who wants to join a gym, CrossFit's not for you. What's in it for you? So one thing I will say, if you are entirely inactive, meaning, yeah, I move around, I take care of the kids, I go to their sporting events, I cook, I clean, I do all of that. All of your activities of daily living does not, unfortunately, constitute having a healthy lifestyle. So what you minimally want to get to is 230 minutes of physical activity a week. And by that, we mean you want to be elevating your heart rate. So usually your sitting heart rate, if you are an inactive person, your seated heart rate is probably sitting in and around the 80 beats per minute. And so you want to be pushing that up over 100 beats per minute, obviously, before you start any exercise program, especially if you have health concerns or any other physical ailments, you should speak to your doctor. But as a general rule, you're going to push your heart rate up over about 120 beats a minute. You want to be getting mild, vigorous activity. You want to be breathing a little bit heavy. You want to be feeling your heart rate going. You don't want to be in the 170, 180 beats a minute, especially if you are not a regular worker outer. That can make you feel extremely overworked. So again, I am not your personal trainer. That's not my area of expertise. I have certainly consulted with several over my years of activity, so you can always do your own research and speak to a doctor, but you just want it to be some sort of moderately vigorous activity. But 230 minutes comes out to about 30 minutes of activity 5 days a week. So it's not even a requirement that it's every day. If you can increase it to 7 days a week, all the better for you. There has not been any research to say, here's the threshold at which if you exercised this much, Anything beyond that, there'd be no health benefits. There's no research to support that. So the more you can do, the better. But the big issue for folks is, well, what should I do? Because everything does things a little bit differently. Some of the greatest activities that you can do if you have back issues, you certainly are not a runner, you can't do that kind of a thing. Yoga is lovely. Yoga, if you are doing a sustained yoga program where you are going through the stretches, you're going through the poses, your heart rate will get up. It is not necessarily an aerobic activity, but it is certainly a great place to start to get yourself physically moving. So I know gyms are starting to open up, but a lot are offering things online. So I would look for something like that if going into the physical space of a gym is not quite ready for you. Additionally, get outside and walk. Let's start with that. The difference is, how do you walk? You want to make sure you're incorporating your arms. If you want to increase the level of activity, you can carry some light weights like a 1 pound or a 2 pound weight. You want to try to have good posture. See how I just made that correction? Bad on me. But you definitely want to keep your whole chest cavity open so you're getting good airflow. And then you want to be walking quickly. So moving your arms and walking more than at a greater pace than you would if you were walking in the mall. Like, you want to be walking at a physical fitness level. Running is, for some people, other people, it's terrible, and people have all sorts of feelings about how it is on their joints, and some people swear off running. I do run a couple of days a week, but that's largely because I compete and I need to run in those events. So that's not necessarily the greatest thing. If weight loss is your goal, doing something like running is actually not, people think if they go running, they're going to lose a lot of weight, and it's actually one of the least effective ways to lose weight. So one of the easiest things you can do, because ideally you want to work some sort of strength training into your routine 2 to 3 days a week anyway. The reason being is that you won't necessarily see weight loss per se if that's your focus, especially up front. However, as you build muscle, muscle burns fat more efficiently. And you want to keep your bones as supported as possible. So the greater you build up your musculature and can be a stronger, healthier person, the overall benefits to you health-wise. And again, not all of this is for weight loss anyway. Let's kind of not make that the focus. Having improved cardiovascular health is just good for you in the long run. A stronger heart muscle is kind of important for a long life. Simple math. So one of the exercises I highly recommend is what you'll hear, it's sort of the new buzzword on the street, is the HIIT training. That's high intensity interval training. They're generally 30-minute workouts. If you live in Maryland, I happen to have a referral partner with the Bowie Fit Body Boot Camp that's ironically in Bowie. Coach Zoe and Coach D are phenomenal out there. They do a wonderful program, and they have just reopened on the 30th. So they also will continue to have online training. And this combines aerobic activity as well as strength training. And the great benefit to these very compact 30-minute trainings, the exercises are each only usually about 1 to 2 minutes, within like a 30-second interval for you to catch your breath, and then you go again. So you're doing this sort of with your heart rate, which creates a better burn. So for those of you who are looking for calorie burn, it's highly effective. And the research has shown that after a high intensity interval training workout, you actually have a better calorie burn throughout your day. It lasts much longer than the 30 minutes. So you get a lot of bang for your buck. So again, my recommendations: yoga, walking, and some form of strength training. And my recommendation is that at least a couple of days a week you try some high intensity interval training. I don't think you will regret it at all. It is exceptionally, don't be thrown by the name either. If you have zero fitness ability, you haven't worked out in 10 years, you can still do a high intensity interval training workout. And again, if you connect with Coach Zoe over at Bowie Fit Body Bootcamp, she will definitely talk to you about how to tailor it for your current fitness level. All right, so that's physical fitness. Last thing before we head out into our 4th of July weekend, July 6th is when we're going to start 30 Days to Healthy Living. As a reminder, lots of things are gluten-free. So you want to be looking right now for your beans, your seeds, your nuts, things that are unprocessed. You want to have lean, grass-fed meats if you can. Organic is best if you can do it. By the way, if you're a pancake lover, I highly recommend the buckwheat pancakes. Buckwheat pancakes, not containing gluten. Just putting it out there. Quinoa, tapioca, all okay. Things that you want to resist or restrict. Anything barley based. So that's going to be beer. You want to avoid rye, you want to avoid wheat, you want to avoid your breads, even if they're gluten free. You want to try to get away from that. Cakes and pies, candies, all those sugary based things. Croutons. Don't think if you eat a salad and you put 25 croutons on there, you've continued having a health benefit. Likewise, don't think if you eat a salad and you add quite a bit of creamy dressing that it's still quite so healthy. Food for thought. Avoid your pastas, anything saucy, like your soy sauces especially. Chips, you want to avoid those. And any kind of vegetables that are served in sauce. It kills the value of the vegetables. So do some planning over the weekend to think about how you can start healthy living, and let me know how I can be supportive of you. Until next week, and next week we are going to have a special Wellness Wednesday where we're actually going to feature a whole other business that does massage therapy, if you can believe that. So we're going to be talking with Cheryl Pace from Change Your Pace Massage Therapy. So until next week, have a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and everyone stay well. Take care. God bless.